3 verse 16.
Let us open our Bible to the book of John chapter 3 verse 7.
John chapter 3 verse 16.
John chapter 3 verse 16.
Mo sì fẹ́ kó tẹ́tí dáradára.
I want you to pay attention.
Nítorí pé àkòrí yóò ràn ayé ẹ lọ́wọ́.
Because this sermon will help your life.
John 3:16.
John only verse 16.
Ṣí Bíbélì ẹ bí mo ṣe ń ṣí Bíbélì mi
Open
náà.
your Bible as I open my own Bible.
Bíbélì sọ fún wa wípé
Bible tells us that
nítorí tí Olúwa fẹ́ràn aráyé tó bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́ tí ó ti fi ọmọ bíbí rẹ̀ kan ṣoṣo fún ni. Bí ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó bá gbà á pa kí ó má bàa ṣègbè ṣùgbọ́n kó lè ní ìyè àìnípẹ̀kun.
for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life.
Mo fẹ́ kó o fàlà sí tí ó fi ọmọ bíbí rẹ̀ kan ṣoṣo fún ni.
I want you to underline the statement that he gave his only begotten Son.
Fàlà sí lábẹ́ Báíbù ẹ.
Underline it in your Bible.
Ó fi ọmọ bíbí rẹ̀ kan ṣoṣo fún ni.
He gave his only begotten Son.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti mọ̀ pé
As we all know,
òní jẹ́ ọjọ́ àjíǹde bí a ti gbàgbọ́.
today is the day of resurrection. As we believe.
Ohun tó bí àjíǹde,
What gave forth resurrection?
òun ni ẹnìkan tó ní ọmọ kan ṣoṣo tó dẹ̀ fi ilẹ̀ fún gbogbo ènìyàn pé kó kú fún wọn.
Is he who had a begotten Son, only begotten Son, that gave it to the world to die.
Bí ò bá fi fún wọn kò sí ohun tó jẹ́ àjíǹde.
He did not give his only begotten Son, there is nothing like resurrection.
Bí ò bá fi fún wọn kò sí ohun tó jẹ́ ìmúkúrú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀.
If he did not give his only begotten Son, there is nothing like remission of sin.
Bí ò bá fi fún wọn kò sí ohun tó jẹ́ ìtúsílẹ̀ pátápátá.
If he did not give us his only begotten Son, there is nothing like total deliverance.
Gbogbo wa náà bá ti di ẹran ìjẹ babaláwo.
Everybody would have been a meat for herbalists,
Àwọn wòlíì èké.
false prophets.
Gbogbo wa náà bá ti di ẹran iyemọja.
All of us would have been meat and prey for
Àbá ṣì wà lọ́dọ̀ àwọn òrìṣà ilé wa.
would have still been with our idols of our father's house.
Nítorí pé ẹnìkan fi ọmọ bíbí rẹ̀ kan ṣoṣo.
Because somebody laid down his only begotten Son.
Àkòrí ìwàásù wa ti àárọ̀ yìí.
Today's sermon and title is
Òun ni mo pè ní lára àwọn ohun tó lágbára ju àdúrà lọ.
it's what we call one of the things that are more powerful than prayer.
Ṣé kó láwọn kankan tó ní agbára ju àdúrà lọ?
Does it mean that there are some things more powerful than prayer?
Ṣé pé kì í ṣe àdúrà nìkan ló ní agbára?
Is it that it's not only prayer that is more powerful?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo lè fọwọ́ sọ̀yà rẹ̀.
Yes, I can boast of it.
Àwọn kan wà tó ní agbára ju àdúrà
There
lọ.
are some things that are more mighty than prayer.
Lára rẹ̀ la fẹ́ gbéyẹ̀wò láàárọ̀ yìí.
This is one of the things we want to check this morning.
Àwọn kan ò kà á sí.
Some people don't count it.
Àwọn kan fọwọ́ yẹpẹrẹ mu.
Some people count it with levity hands.
Àwọn kan tiẹ̀ ti fẹ́ jù ú lẹ̀ báyìí.
Some people don't want to leave it.
Torí pé wọn ò mọ̀ pé ó ní agbára ju àdúrà
But
lọ.
they don't know that it's more mighty than prayer.
Ọlọ́run fẹ́ràn aráyé tó bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́.
God loved the world so much
Tó fi fi ọmọ bíbí rẹ̀ kan ṣoṣo fún ni.
that he gave us his only begotten Son.
Fún ni.
Freely
Fún ni.
give.
Fún ni. Lára ohun tó lágbára ju àdúrà lọ òun ni ìfifúnni.
One of the things more mighty than prayer is giving.
A kì í kà á sí ṣùgbọ́n ó lágbára ju àdúrà lọ.
We don't count it worthy, but it's more powerful than prayer.
Tí Ọlọ́run ò bá fún wa ní ọmọ rẹ̀,
If God does not give us his begotten Son,
gbogbo ayé yóò bá ti parẹ́ tipẹ́tipẹ́.
this planet would have been destroyed a long time
Èrè
ago.
àtẹ̀yìn ò bá má sí mọ́ títí láíláí.
Me and you will not be existing now.
Ṣùgbọ́n fún tó wà láàrin ẹ̀yẹ,
But that gift that is in the statement
ó ní agbára ju àdúrà
is
lọ.
more powerful than prayer.
Torí ẹni àtẹ̀yìn ò béèrè ọmọ bíbí lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Because you and I did not ask or request for this.
Kò sí bí tá a sì gbàdúrà tí Olúwa fún wa ní ọmọ rẹ̀.
There's no place where we ask for his Son.
Ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run mọ̀ pé ìfifúnni ní agbára ju àdúrà lọ.
But God Almighty knows that giving is more powerful than prayer.
Ìdí ẹ̀ ni òfin dúró de àdúrà wa.
That is why he did not wait for our prayer.
Kó tó di pé fún wa ní ọmọ
Before
rẹ̀.
he gave us his only begotten Son.
Agbára ń bẹ nínú ìfifúnni.
There is much power in giving.
Ohun tí ìfifúnni lè ṣe ń gbà mí àdúrà ò lè ṣe.
What giving can do sometimes, Prayer can't do it.
Sórí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àdúrà nìkan la mọ̀.
Because there are a lot of Christians that only know about pray.
Ẹlòmíì wà àdúrà rẹ̀ lágbára ju ìfifúnni lọ.
Some people, their prayer is more powerful than giving.
Tó o bá fẹ́ kádùrà rẹ̀ tètè máa gbà.
If you want your prayer to be quickly answered,
O gbúdọ̀ jẹ́ kí ìfifúnni rẹ̀ ní agbára bí àdúrà rẹ̀ ṣe ní agbára.
you must allow your giving aspect to be as powerful as your praying aspect.
Tàbí kó o jẹ́ kí ìfifúnni rẹ̀ gan kó tún ní agbára ju àdúrà rẹ̀ lọ.
Allow your giving aspect to be more powerful than your prayer.
Nítorí pé agbára wà nínú ìfifúnni.
Because there is more power in giving.
Ìfifúnni
Giving,
ilẹ̀kùn tó lè ṣí nígbà míì àdúrà lè má lè ṣí.
the doors it can open for somebody, prayer can sometimes cannot open it.
Tó o bá mọ àṣírí rèé,
You don't know this secret.
wàá tilẹ̀kùn ìfifúnni wàá dẹ̀ máa ṣílẹ̀kùn àdúrà
You
nìkan.
close the door to giving and you open the door of
Kò
prayer.
sẹ́nikẹ́ni nínú ìran láyé
There is no generation in this
tó
world
gbàdúrà pé kí Ọlọ́run fún òun ní ọmọ bíbí kan ṣoṣo.
that pray that God should give him his only
Ènìyàn ò
son.
tilẹ̀ rò ó rárá.
It has not even come into the thought of man.
Ṣùgbọ́n nítorí pé Ọlọ́run mọ ohun gbogbo,
Because God knows everything.
ó mọ̀ wípé agbára ni ìfifúnni.
He knows that there is power in
Èrè púpọ̀ sì wà nínú
there is
rẹ̀.
much reward and profit in giving.
Jésù Olúwa gan sọ wípé
Even our Lord Jesus said
mo
that,
ní agbára láti fi ẹ̀mí mi lélẹ̀.
that he has the power to lay down his life
Mo dẹ̀ ní agbára láti gbà á padà.
and he has the power to take it.
Pé kì í ṣe pé wọ́n fi pá mú mi kí n fẹ̀mí mi lélẹ̀.
That is not that he was forced.
Ó wù mí ni.
He was in his pleasure.
Mo fẹ́ láti fún un yín ni.
He willed to lay down his
Kò
life.
sẹ́ni tó lè dá Jésù.
There is nobody that can take on Jesus in
Bí
combat.
wọ́n kó gbogbo áńgẹ́lì jọ láyé àti lọ́run.
Even though the powers of the all the angels
Nípasẹ̀ Jésù la fi dá gbogbo wọn.
is by and through Jesus. All
Èṣù
were
ló ń da
created.
yẹ́rú lónìí.
Even the devil, Lucifer, that is
Kò
scattering the
ṣe
world.
Jésù la fi dá èṣù.
It was not without Christ that he was created.
Jésù mọ̀gbà tó ń dá èṣù.
Christ knew all the complement of Satan's creation.
Ó mọ ohun tó fi dá èṣù.
He knew the elements by which Satan was created.
Ọ̀pọ̀ orin Jésù ń kọ Jésù ló ń compose ẹ̀ fún.
All the songs of the composition of Lucifer, it was from Jesus.
Jésù ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ àkọ́kọ́ láyé àti lọ́run.
Jesus is the primordial light of heaven and earth.
Jésù yá èṣù nínú ìmọ́lẹ̀ rẹ̀ ni.
Jesus, the light of Jesus was the one borrowed to create
Tá a
Satan.
fi pe Sátánì ní ìràwọ̀ òwúrọ̀.
That is why he was called Son of the Morning Star.
Jésù ni ìmọ́lẹ̀.
Jesus is the light.
Tẹ́tí kò gbọ́ mi dáadáa.
Listen attentively to me.
Ẹ rí pé kí Jésù tó dá tọ́lọ́run tó dá ìfó tó dá òṣùpá ìràwọ̀ àti òòrùn.
You see, before God created the sun, moon, and star,
Bíbélì sọ pé
the Bible tells us that
Ọlọ́run sọ pé kí ìmọ́lẹ̀ kí ó wà.
he said that let there be light,
Ìmọ́lẹ̀ sì wà.
and there was light.
Kò sọ pé kò tí ì dá òòrùn nígbà yẹn.
He has not yet created
Kò ì
sun.
dá òṣùpá nígbà
He has
yẹn.
not created the moon.
Nítorí pé Ọlọ́run fúnra rẹ̀ ìmọ́lẹ̀ ni.
Because God himself is light and the Father.
Jésù fúnra rẹ̀ ìmọ́lẹ̀ ni.
Jesus Christ himself is light.
Ó sọ pé èmi ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ayé.
He said that he's the light of the world.
Pé tó bá ti rìn nínú mi ò ní lè rìn nínú òkun.
That if you are walking in him, you cannot walk in
Mo ń
darkness.
sọ fún wọn wípé ìfifúnni ní agbára ju àdúrà lọ.
I'm telling us that giving is more powerful than
Ó wà
prayer.
lára àwọn ohun tó lágbára ju àdúrà
It's
lọ.
one of the elements that is more powerful and
Ohun
mighty
tí
than
àdúrà lè
prayer.
ṣe ìfifúnni lè ṣe àti jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
What prayer can do, giving can do that and more than that.
A máa wo àwọn ibì kan nínú Bíbélì láàárọ̀
Check
yìí.
some biblical passages this
Olórí wa
morning,
ló ní kí n fi bá ọ sọ̀rọ̀.
because it's the voice of
Kó
God.
o má rò pé irú ìgbà àti àkókò ìlú gbúdọ̀ háwọ́.
That don't think that is this moment and time that you
Sí
must
Olúwa.
listen to the work of
Sí
God,
àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ.
to your friends,
Sí àwọn opó.
to the widow,
Sí àwọn ọmọ aláìníyà ní bàbá.
to the fatherless and motherless.
Mo fẹ́ sọ kọ́kọ́rọ́ kan nù fúnra rẹ
You
yẹn.
want to throw away a mighty king.
Ó ní agbára gidi gan.
It's very, very
À á
powerful.
máa wo ìfifúnni láì tí ẹ gbàdúrà rárá àti àwọn iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe.
We will look upon the aspect of giving and the mighty works he does
Láì gbàdúrà rárá.
without praying.
Genesis chapter 4.
Genesis orí kẹrin.
Ìwé Genesis orí kẹrin.
Genesis chapter 4,
Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo ẹsẹ̀ kìíní sí ìkarùn-ún.
verse 1 to 5.
Mo sì fẹ́ kó o tẹ́tí kó o máa ṣí Bíbélì rẹ
I
o.
want us to pay attention.
Ádámù sì mọ Éfà aya rẹ̀, ó sì lóyún ó sì bí Kéènì, ó sì wí pé mo rí ọkùnrin kan gbà lọ́wọ́ Olúwa. Ó sì bí Ébélì arákùnrin rẹ̀. Ébélì a sì máa ṣe olùṣọ́ àgùntàn, ṣùgbọ́n Kéènì a máa ṣe àrokò. Ó sì ṣe ní òpin ọjọ́ wọn nì tí Kéènì mú ọrẹ nínú èso ilẹ̀ fún Olúwa wá, àti Ébélì òun pẹ̀lú sì mú nínú àkọ́bí ẹran ọ̀sìn àní nínú àwọn tí ó sanra. Olúwa sì fi ojú rere wo Ébẹ́lì àti ọrẹ rẹ̀.
Now Adam knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I have acquired a man from the Lord. Then she bore again, this time his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground to the Lord. Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat. And the Lord respected Abraham and his offering, but he did not.
Níbi tí a kà yìí,
When we just read,
àkọ́bí
the
àwọn
firstborn,
méjì péré lọ bí láyé ìgbà yẹn.
there were only two,
Iṣẹ́ méjì dẹ̀ ló wà láyé ìgbà yẹn.
and there were only two more,
Àgbẹ̀ àti darandaran.
farming and
Gbogbo wọn dẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọn, wọ́n ń gbádùn ẹ̀.
and the both of them were doing their respective work.
Wọ́n ò tí ì mọ bó ṣe ń gbàdúrà gbà yẹn.
They don't know how to pray that time.
Torí orí ẹnìkan ládùúrà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀.
It was from one individual that prayer
Ṣùgbọ́n
started.
lọ́jọ́ kan wọ́n rò ó
But one day they thought
pé ó yẹ ká san oore padà fún
that they were
Ọlọ́run.
supposed to give thanks to the Lord.
Kò tí ì sẹ́mi àdúrà, kò tí ì ságbára àdúrà ńgbà yẹn.
There was nothing like the power of prayer or the spirit
Wọ́n ò
of
tí ì
prayer
mọ bó
that
ṣe
time.
ń ké pe Ọlọ́run
They
nígbà
don't know how
yẹn.
to cry unto the Lord that time.
Kéènì ló kọ́kọ́ mú àbá yẹn wá
It was Cain that brought that suggestion
pé ẹ jẹ́ ká fún Ọlọ́run ní nǹkan.
that let us give unto the Lord an offering.
Ó dẹ̀ lọ ṣa àwọn èso
And he went to go and pick some
nínú ilẹ̀,
fruits
ó kó jọ
from the
sórí
soil
pẹpẹ.
and placed
Wọ́n ò
on the
gbàdúrà
altar.
o,
He didn't
wọ́n
pray.
ò gbàwẹ̀ o,
They didn't fast.
wọ́n ò ṣe ṣóòru
They
o,
didn't do vigil.
wọ́n ò lórí òkè
They
o,
didn't go to the
wọ́n ò ka
mountain.
sáàmù o.
They didn't read psalm.
Aha. So àbúrò náà wá sọ pé èmi náà máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ṣe o.
The junior one also consented to the salvation of the elder.
Àbúrò wa mú nínú ẹran ọ̀sìn àní èyí tí ó sanra.
So the junior one had took from the choice flock of his sheep,
Àkọ́bí
the fat
ẹran.
one, the firstling of the
Ẹ̀rí ibi tí
cow.
yàtọ̀ ti wà ń bẹ̀.
You see where there's difference.
Ọlọ́run wá sọ̀kalẹ̀ láì gbàdúrà,
And God descended without
láì
prayer,
gbàwẹ̀, láì ṣèṣóòru,
without fasting or doing
láì lọ
vigil,
orí òkè.
without going to the mountain top.
Ọlọ́run wá wo ẹbọ ẹni àkọ́kọ́.
The Lord looked upon the sacrifice of the
Ó ní mo
firstborn.
kọjá ilé yìí.
He said that I
Mi ò
passed this
ṣoníbàárà.
level. I'm not a beggar.
Ó wá lọ wo ẹbọ ẹnì kejì.
He went to look at the second.
Ó wá fojú rere wò ó
He was pleased
àti ẹbọ rẹ̀.
and he himself.
Ìfífúnni máa ń mú ojú rere wá.
Giving brings pleasantness.
Ìfífúnni máa ń mú ojú rere wá.
Giving brings favor.
Láì gbàwẹ̀, láì gbàdúrà.
Without fasting or prayer.
Ẹlòmíín lọ orí òkè, Olúwa fún mi lójú rere lójú àwọn
Some
èèyàn.
people go to the mountain and pray, Lord, give me favor in sight
Ṣùgbọ́n
of
kò
people.
lawọ́, ó hawọ́.
But that person is stingy,
Bíbélì
does
sọ pé
not
kì í
give.
sí àìní ni.
The Bible tells us that is the head of poverty.
Tó o bá fi ìlawọ́ kún ayé rẹ,
If you add giving to your life,
wàá rí pé ayé rẹ á tètè máa sáré síwájú.
you will see that your life will move
Wàá
forward.
tètè máa rí nǹkan gbà lọ́wọ́
You
Ọlọ́run.
will quickly receive something from
Bó
God.
o bá fẹ́ rí ojú rere lójú Ọlọ́run,
If you want to receive favor from the sight of God,
làwọ́
give.
máa ṣe ìfifúnni.
Give.
Ébẹ́lì ó rí ojú rere
Abel sought
nítorí
favor
ó
from
ṣe
God
ìfifúnni.
because he was a giver
Láì gbàdúrà, láì gbàwẹ̀.
without fasting and praying.
Genesis chapter 8.
Genesis orí kẹjọ.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo ẹsẹ̀ ogún rẹ̀.
Let's look at the 20.
Genesis chapter 8 verse 20 sí ìsàlẹ̀ díẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ kó tẹ́tí dáadáa. Genesis 8 verse 20. Nóà sì tẹ́ pẹpẹ fún Olúwa. Ó sì mú nínú ẹranko mímọ́ gbogbo àti nínú ẹyẹ mímọ́ gbogbo. Ó sì rú ẹrẹ ẹbọ sísun lórí pẹpẹ náà. Olúwa sì gbọ́ òórùn dídùn. Kò gbàdúrà o. Olúwa sì wí ní ọkàn rẹ̀ pé èmi kì yóò sì tún fi ilẹ̀ ré nítorí ènìyàn mọ́. Nítorí èrò ọkàn ènìyàn ibi ni láti ìgbà èwe rẹ̀ wá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni èmi kì yóò sì tún kọlu ohun alààyè gbogbo mọ́ bí mo ṣe ṣe. Níwọ̀n ìgbà tí ayé yóò wà, ìgbà irúgbìn àti ìgbà ìkórè, ìgbà òtútù àti ìgbà ooru, ìgbà ẹ̀rùn àti òjò, àti ọ̀sán àti òru kì yóò sì dẹ́kun.
Then Noah built an altar to the Lord and took of every clean animal and of every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a soothing aroma. And the Lord said in his heart, I will never again cause the ground for man's sake, although the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Nor will I again destroy every living thing as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease.
Ẹ jẹ́ á lọ sí chapter 9.
Let us go to chapter 9.
lẹ́yìn ìfifúnni ẹ bá wo ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ o.
After giving, look at what
kò gbàdúrà o.
they didn't pray.
kò ṣe ṣóòru o.
They didn't do night
mi
vigil.
ò sọ gbàdúrà àti ṣóòru ò dáa o.
I'm not saying that night vigil and
mo
prayer is
tún
not
fi àwọn nǹkan tó tún lágbára jù yẹn ju àdúrà lọ fún ọ o.
I'm only showing things that are more
olúwa ló
mighty
ní
than
kí n bá ọ
prayer.
sọ o.
It's the Lord that said I should talk to you
ó
about
kàn
it.
tẹ́ pẹpẹ fún ọlọ́run
He just plays an
pé tó lè
altar
pa
before
òun
God,
àti ìdílé òun mọ́.
just for him to be
tí
protected
àwọn
him
ò
and his
parun
family,
pẹ̀lú ayé àkọ́kọ́.
that he was not destroyed with the first world.
ẹ wo iye ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ ènìyàn tọ́lọ́run waste dànù láyé yẹn.
Look at the multitude of people that were
pé ó yẹ
wasted
kí n
by the
appreciate
devil.
ọlọ́run.
That I'm supposed to appreciate
láti
the Lord.
january dínú oṣù kẹta
From January to the third
mi ò
month,
sọmọnù mi ò sáyànù.
I didn't lose any of my children. Or
ọwọ́
my
mi ò
wife.
sọnù sí january.
My hand did not.
Ojú mi ò
was
sọnù
not- I
sínú
did not lost
February.
or my eyes was not lost.
ẹsẹ̀
in
mi ò
February.
sọnù sínú máàṣì.
My legs were not lost.
wọn ò
in
fi
the
mí
month of
palẹ̀
March.
february mọ́.
I was not cleared off with February.
wọn ò fi mí ṣí hospital ẹ̀gbẹ́ ilé wa.
They did not use me to open the new hospital by our
pé jẹ́ kí
side.
n appreciate ọlọ́run yìí.
Let me appreciate the Lord.
ló bá wá àwọn nǹkan tó dáa tó neat.
Then he resort for good
kò
offerings.
mú àwọn owó tó ti ya wá.
He did not bring torn
kò
money.
mú àwọn nǹkan tí ò dáa wá fún
He
ọlọ́run.
didn't bring bad things to the Lord.
kò mú àwọn nǹkan tó ti gbàbọ̀dè tó lọ́fàánú wá fún
He
ọlọ́run.
didn't bring forth to
bí ó sọ pé àwọn ẹyẹ mímọ́ gbogbo
demonized things from the Lord.
àwọn ẹranko mímọ́ gbogbo.
Bible tells us clean animals, holy
ẹ wo
animals.
oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó kó wá.
Look at the varieties of things he brought to the
gbogbo
Lord.
nǹkan tó bá mọ́ nínú ẹyẹ.
All the clean beasts,
gbogbo nǹkan tó bá mọ́ nínú ẹran.
all the clean animals,
gbogbo nǹkan tó bá mọ́ nínú ohun gbogbo.
all the clean animals in all of creation.
ó wá kó wá fún ọlọ́run.
He brought it to the Lord.
ọlọ́run wá gbóòórùn ẹ̀.
And the Lord smelled the aroma.
ọlọ́run bá dẹ̀ yí ọkàn padà.
And the Lord changed his heart.
ìyẹn túmọ̀ sí pé ìfifúnni lè yí ọkàn ọlọ́run padà.
This means that giving can change the heart of God.
tó bá jẹ́ pé ó ní nǹkan bí tọ́lọ́run fẹ́ ṣe lórí rẹ tẹ́lẹ̀.
Maybe there is something evil that God had
tàbí ó
in
ní
your
nǹkan kan
life.
tọ́lọ́run sọ pé mi ìdẹ̀ ní fún ẹ.
Or God has something that he said that I will not give you
nítorí nǹkan báyìí tó ṣe.
because of this thing you have done.
màá dẹ̀ wá jẹ́ kí ìyà yẹn jẹ́ ẹ́.
And I will allow this suffering
torí àwọn
to
aláìgbọràn ni ẹ.
because we are disobedient.
agbára ìfifúnni lè yí ọkàn ọlọ́run padà.
The power of giving can change the heart of God.
èmi ló fún ní nǹkan báyìí.
Yeah, it's me who gives this thing.
èmi ló ṣoore báyìí fún.
It's me he gave this.
èmi ló dá síṣẹ́ mi báyìí.
It's me he
pẹ̀lú
contributed
bí
to my
gbogbo
work.
nǹkan ṣe le lórílẹ̀‐èdè tó wà.
No matter how hard this situation of his country
ẹ
was,
fàwé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹ̀yà.
tear the book of his sin.
ilẹ̀kùn ibi yẹn ẹ tì í nítorí tiẹ̀.
Shut the door of evil.
accident tọmọ ẹ fẹ́ nìyẹn ẹ cancel ẹ má jẹ́ oṣù.
That accident that his child want to experience, cancel it.
ọlọ́run sì yí ọkàn padà.
And the Lord changed his heart.
ọlọ́run wá sọ pé mi ní mú ibi wá mọ́.
And the Lord said that he will not bring evil
ẹnì
upon
kan ti
it.
mú ìfifúnni ńlá wá.
Because somebody has brought a great giving
ìfifúnni yẹn dẹ̀
offering.
ẹ wo bó ṣe lágbára tó bó dẹ̀ yí ọkàn
And
ọlọ́run
how
padà.
powerful that giving was. It changed the heart of
kò wá
God.
ìtọ́ síbẹ̀ yẹn ọmọ ọlọ́run o.
It's not finished yet.
torí ẹ̀yin tá a fi ìfifúnni rán sí ayé.
Because you that you are assigned with the power of giving
àtẹ̀yìn
to
tẹ̀
this
sí ń
world.
gbé ìfifúnni wò pé ṣé kì í ṣe máa ṣe dàbí kí n má ṣe
That you
wọ́n.
are wearing that color. Should I still do
kó o lè
it
má
or
mọ̀
not?
pé agbára wà nínú ẹ̀.
So that you can know that there is
kó o lè
mighty
mọ̀ pé
power in
irinṣẹ́ ńlá ni tí ń ṣílẹ̀kùn tó lè ṣí tí àdúrà ò lè ṣí.
instrument that prayer sometimes
chapter 9
cannot.
verse 3 verse 1 to 3.
Orí kẹsàn-án ẹsẹ̀ kẹta.
ọlọ́run sì súre fún noah lẹ́yìn tó ti ṣe ìfifúnni yìí o. noah ò béèrè ìsúre o kò gbàdúrà pé olúwa súre
He
fún mi
didn't
o.
pray, he did not ask for blessing from
ọlọ́run sì
God.
súre fún noah àti fún àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ ó sì wí fún un pé ẹ máa bí sí kí ẹ sì máa rẹ̀ kí ẹ sì kún ayé àti ìbẹ̀rù yín àti ìfòyà yín yóò máa wà lára gbogbo ẹranko ayé àti lára gbogbo ẹyẹ ojú ọ̀run àti lára gbogbo ohun tí ń rákò ní ilẹ̀ àti lára gbogbo ẹja òkun ọwọ́ yín ni a fi wọ́n lé gbogbo ohun alààyè tí ń rákò ni yóò máa ṣe oúnjẹ fún yín gẹ́gẹ́ bí ewéko tútù ni mo fi gbogbo wọn fún yín.
So God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the earth, on every bird of the air, on all that move on the earth, and on all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hand. Every moving thing that lives shall be fruit for you. I have given you all things, even as the green earth.
agbára ìfifúnni.
The power of giving.
Òun kọ́ ló béèrè o.
It was not the one that requested from God.
Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ ń dá padà fún.
But God was returning it
O
back.
ò lè fọ́lọ́run ní nǹkan kó sọ ẹ́ di olùṣì
You
láíláí.
cannot give God something and turn you into a penurious person.
Ibi tẹ́lòmí ò ti gbọ́n ni wípé
When an individual is not
ó
wise,
rò pé tóun bá fọ́lọ́run ní nǹkan.
is that when he gives something to
Tó sọ
God,
tóun fọ́lọ́run lówó.
maybe he gives God
Owó
money,
lọ́lọ́run máa fi fún.
that is God will return it back to
Ọlọ́run ò
God.
dàbí èèyàn.
God is not like a person.
Ó ní tọ́lọ́run máa fi fún ẹ padà
There
wá
is
sọ
something
fún ẹ.
that God that will return it.
Ẹ já lọ sí verse 7. Verse 7.
Verse 7.
Àti ẹ̀yin lẹ́yìn fífúnni nìyẹn o. Kí ẹ̀yin kí ó sì máa bí sí i, kí ẹ sì máa rẹ̀ sí i, kí ẹ sì máa gbáyìn lórí ilẹ̀, kí ẹ sì máa rẹ̀ nínú rẹ̀. Ọlọ́run sì ń fúnnú àpé àti fún àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ pé àti èmi pẹ̀lú àti èmi kíyèsí èmi bá yín dá májẹ̀mú mi àti àwọn irú ọmọ yín lẹ́yìn yín àti gbogbo ẹ̀dá alààyè tí ó wà pẹ̀lú yín, ti ẹyẹ ti ẹran ọ̀sìn àti ẹranko ayé pẹ̀lú yín àti gbogbo àwọn tí ó ti inú ọkọ̀ jáde títí ó fi dé gbogbo ẹranko ayé. Èmi ó sì bá yín dá májẹ̀mú mi, a kì yóò sì fi kíkún omi kó gbogbo ẹ̀dá kúrò mọ́, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kíkún omi kì yóò sì mọ́ láti pa ayé run. Ọlọ́run sì wí pé èyí ni àmì májẹ̀mú mi tí mo bá yín dá àti gbogbo ẹ̀dá alààyè tí ó wà pẹ̀lú yín fún ìrandíran. Mo fi òṣùmàrè mi sí àwọsánmọ̀, òun ni yóò sì máa ṣe àmì májẹ̀mú mi tí mo bá yín dá yóò sì ṣe. Nígbà tí mo bá mú àwọsánmọ̀ wá sí orí ilẹ̀, a ó sì máa rí òṣùmàrè náà ní àwọsánmọ̀. Èmi ó sì rántí májẹ̀mú mi tí ó wà láàrin èmi àti ẹ̀yin àti gbogbo ọkàn alààyè ní gbogbo ẹ̀dá. Omi kì yóò sì di kíkún mọ́ láti pa gbogbo ẹ̀dá run. Òṣùmàrè náà yóò sì wà ní àwọsánmọ̀. Èmi ó sì máa wò ó kí èmi kí ó lè máa rántí májẹ̀mú mi láéláé tí ó wà pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run àti gbogbo ọkàn alààyè tí ó wà nínú gbogbo ẹ̀dá tí ó wà ní ayé. Ọlọ́run sì wí fún Nóà pé èyí ni àmì májẹ̀mú náà tí mo bá ara mi àti ẹ̀dá gbogbo tí ó wà lórí ilẹ̀ ayé dá.
And as for you, be fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply in it. Then God spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And as for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the cattle, and every beast of the earth with you, of all that go out of the ark, every beast of the earth. Thus I establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood. Never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. It shall be when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you, and every living creature of all flesh. The water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow shall be in the cloud, and I will look on it to remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. And God said to Noah, This is the sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth.
Níbi tí a kà yé,
Where we just read,
ẹ wo agbára iṣẹ́ tí ìfifúnni ṣe ń bẹ̀ yẹn.
look at the power of the works of giving in this passage.
Ẹ wo iyàrá tí ìfifúnni lọ ṣí ilẹ̀kùn rẹ̀.
Look at the room by which the power of giving opened the door.
Ẹ wo agbami ìlérí ayérayé tí ò lè lópin tó kan èmi àtẹ̀yìn títí dòní olónìí tí ìfifúnni ṣe.
Look at the deluge of the flood of blessings that the power of giving in the ancient time opened, that we are still enjoying.
Bàbá ló ṣe ìfifúnni, èrè rẹ̀ lèmi àtẹ̀yìn ń jẹ dòní olónìí.
It is our ancient great grandfather Noah that did this work of giving, that we are still enjoying the benefits today.
Ìfifúnni rẹ̀ lè mú kọ́ mọ́ rẹ̀ máa jèrè rẹ̀ títí láíláí.
Your giving can allow your children, your generation, your children to still be eating the benefits.
Ìháwọ́ rẹ̀ ó lè mú kí ọmọ rẹ̀ kó wà nínú ìgbèkùn títí láíláí.
Your close-fistedness can allow your children and your generational offspring to be in suffering and bondage.
Nípa ìfifúnni,
By giving,
Ọlọ́run súre ìbísí fún wọn.
God blessed them by the power of recreation.
Nípa ìfifúnni,
By giving,
wọ́n di jíjọba lórí ohun gbogbo.
they became dominators of every living creature.
Nípa ìfifúnni,
By the power of giving,
májẹ̀mú òṣùmàrè ìrandíran farahàn.
the everlasting covenant of rainbow of all generation appeared.
Mo sọ pé ìfifúnni lè mú kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ rẹ kó wọnú májẹ̀mú ayérayé lọ.
I said that your power of giving can allow your generational offspring to go into the generational blessing.
Ìfifúnni ní agbára gidi gan.
Giving is so powerful.
Noah ò mọ ohun tó ń jẹ́ òṣùmàrè.
One does not know anything called rainbow.
Kò tiẹ̀ rí bí kò farahàn rí.
It has not appeared on earth at that time.
Noah ò ní lọ́kàn láti jọba lórí gbogbo ẹranko ayé.
One didn't even have it in mind to be a dominator over every living creation.
Kò tiẹ̀ sí lọ́kàn Noah.
It was not even the heart of
Wọ́n
God.
nípa agbára ìfifúnni.
But by the power of giving,
Ohun tí Noah ò mọ̀, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó mọ̀.
what Noah was ignorant of, God was
Pé ohun
expecting
kan wà tá à
to
ń pè ní
and
òṣùmàrè.
there's something we call rainbow.
Ọ̀dọ̀ mi ló wà.
Is from God's side.
Noah nítorí ohun tó ṣe mo fi bẹ́ẹ̀ dá májẹ̀mú àti ìran rẹ.
That Noah, because of what you have done, I've used this my rainbow to make a covenant with you and your
Bó o
generations.
bá háwọ́ o tilẹ̀kùn mọ́ àyànmọ́ rẹ.
You are stingy, you are closing the door for your generations.
Tó o bá dẹ̀ lawọ́ o ṣílẹ̀kùn fún àyànmọ́ rẹ àti ìran
You are
rẹ.
open-handed, you are a giving type, you are opening doors of blessing to your
Lára àwọn
generations.
ohun tó ní agbára ju àdúrà lọ.
This is one of the elements more powerful and mightier than prayer.
Àti ìrẹni tó gbàdúrà láti sọ pé kọ́lọ́run fún òun ní òṣùmàrè ṣùgbọ́n ìfifúnni ó fa òṣùmàrè jáde láì gbàdúrà.
We have not seen anybody that have prayed that God should bring forth his covenant of favor, but it was through the power of giving through Noah that thing came into existence.
Nígbà mìíràn wà,
There are sometimes
àdúrà ènìyàn lè má lè gba ìran èèyàn là.
the prayer of a person might not be able to deliver the next coming generations of that person.
Ṣùgbọ́n ìfifúnni a máa ṣe.
But giving can do that.
Agbára lára àwọn agbára tó ju àdúrà àpákìlẹ̀.
This is one of the might and powers that are more powerful than prayer.
Òun ló mú ká máa gbádùn Jésù lónìí.
This is one of the reasons why we enjoy Christ.
Ọlọ́run mọ àṣírí yẹn ló fi fún wa ní Jésù.
God knew the mystery, that is why he gave us Christ.
Torí kò tiẹ̀ sẹ́ni tó mọ Jésù.
Because there's nobody that knows Jesus.
Kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ pé Jésù wà lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run.
There is nobody that knows that Jesus was.
Ẹni tó mọ̀ nǹkan ẹ̀ náà ló fún wa ní nǹkan ẹ̀.
It was the person that knows his only begotten son
Yorùbá
that
sọ
gave
pé
us
ó ní
his
nǹkan
own.
láàyè ó ṣe é.
Bible says that something the Yoruba says that
Ẹni
the
tó
owner
mọ̀nà
of
là
a
ń
person,
tẹ̀lé.
that is the knower of the way is who we follow.
Genesis chapter 15.
Genesis orí kẹẹ̀dógún.
Genesis chapter 15 verse 7.
Genesis orí kẹẹ̀dógún ẹsẹ̀ keje.
Ó sì wí fún un pé èmi ni Olúwa tí ó mú ọ jáde láti Úrì ti Kédíà wá láti fi ilẹ̀ fún ọ láti jogún rẹ̀.
Then he said to him, I am the Lord who brought you out of all of the Chaldeans to give you this land to inherit it.
Ó sì wí pé Olúwa Ọlọ́run nípa báwo ni èmi ó fi mọ̀ pé èmi ó jogún rẹ̀.
And he said, Lord God, how shall I know that I will inherit it?
Ó sì wí fún un pé mú ẹgbọ̀rọ̀ màálù ọlọ́dún mẹ́ta fún mi wá àti ewúrẹ́ ọlọ́dún mẹ́ta àti àgbò ọlọ́dún mẹ́ta àti òrìrí kan àti ọmọ ẹyẹ ilé kan.
So he said to him, bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon.
Jésù ń kọ́ Ábúráhámù ní agbára ìfifúnni.
Jesus was teaching Abraham the power of giving.
Ó fẹ́ gba ohun tí ò tọ́ sí ẹ.
If you want to receive what does not belong to you,
Ó fẹ́ ní ilẹ̀ tó o mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀.
you want to collect the land that you don't know anything
Tó
about.
tí wọ́n gọ́dẹ̀ fojú ara ẹ̀ nípa àwọn èèyàn ti wà ńbẹ̀ wọ́n ti ní sí ọ̀fọ̀ wọ́n ti lé everything.
And you also have witnessed that people are already in their land and they have possessed already.
Wọ́n ti gbàgbé ẹbí.
They have already received the land holding
Ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n
document.
fẹ́ ní látọwọ́ èmi tí mo ní nǹkan.
But you want to receive it from the owner of all things.
Agbára ìfifúnni ló lè ṣe nǹkan yẹn.
It's the power of giving that can do so.
Lọ mú àgbò ọlọ́dún mẹ́ta.
Go and bring a 3-year-old ram.
Lọ mú ewúrẹ́ ọlọ́dún mẹ́ta.
Go and bring a 3-year-old female
Lọ mú
goat.
ẹyẹ ilé wá.
Go and bring the turtle dove.
Ó sì mú gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyí wá sọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀.
Then he,
Ó sì là wọ́n ní agbede méjì. Ó sì fi ẹ̀là ìkíní kọjú sí ìkejì. Bí kò ṣe àwọn ẹyẹlé ni kò là.
then he brought all this to him and cut them in two down the middle and placed each piece opposite the other. But he did not cut the birds in two.
Ẹ já lọ sí verse 17.
Verse 17.
Kó wá wo ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Ó sì ṣe nígbà tí òòrùn wọ̀, òkùnkùn sì ṣú, sì kíyèsí ìléru eléèfín àti iná fìtílà sì kọjá láàrin ẹ̀ làwọn nì.
And it came to pass when the sun went down and it was dark, and behold, there appeared a smoking oven and a burning torch that passed between those pieces.
Ní ọjọ́ náà gan ni Olúwa bá Ábúráhámù dá májẹ̀mú pé irú ọmọ rẹ̀ ni mo fi ilẹ̀ yìí fún láti odò Íjíbítì wá títí ó fi dé odò ńlá ni odò Éfrétè àwọn ẹni ẹ̀ka dúró bẹ́ẹ̀ bóyá.
On the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, saying, to your descendants I have given this land from the river of Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates.
Ní ọjọ́ tó ṣe ìfifúnni.
On the day he performed the rite of
Lọ́lọ́run
giving,
fún ní ilẹ̀.
that God gave him land.
Mo ti sọ rí.
I've said it before.
Ẹnìkan wá bá mi kó ń fẹ́ ra ilẹ̀.
There was someone that came to meet me that he wants to buy a land.
Bó ṣe ń kówó jọ.
As he was gathering,
Lówó yẹn ń túká.
that money was scattering.
Ó ń kójọ ń túká.
It was gathering, it was
Mo lélo ló ti
scattering.
kójọ.
And I asked him, how
Nígbà
much
tí
you
mo
have
ṣe ń
gathered?
kójọ gbogbo kan bá nǹkan mi lọ.
He said that as I'm gathering, that is just going with another
Mo ní
thing.
lọ kúnlẹ̀ síbi pẹpẹ mẹ́rin.
And I commanded him to go and to
Sọ
kneel
fún
down by
Ọlọ́run
the
pé kí ni
altar
kí n ṣe.
and tell God, what should I do, Lord?
Ló bá lọ.
And he went.
Nígbà tó máa padà,
And when he would come back,
ó ní Olúwa sọ fún òun.
that the Lord told him,
Mo wá ń wo ẹnu ẹ̀ pé ṣé wàá jẹ́ wòlíì.
I was now looking at his leaf, that are you a prophet?
Ó ní Olúwa sọ fún òun pé owó tóun ti kó jọ yẹn
He said that the Lord told him that he's gathered money,
pé
saved,
kóun wá fún mi.
that he should come and give to
Mo
me.
nígbà wo lọ́lọ́run bá ẹ̀ sọ.
And I told him that I asked him, when did the Lord
Torí
say?
mo mọ̀ pé òun ṣe wòlíì.
Because I know you are not a
Ó ló
prophet.
ní bọ́lá ṣe máa ń bá òun sọ̀rọ̀.
And he said that there's a way God used to speak to him.
Mo ní Ọlọ́run sọ pé kó wá kó owó yẹn fún mi.
And he said that I had questioned him. God truly said
Mo lè lè
that.
lówó tó ti wá gbàjọ báyìí.
And I questioned him about the amount of money he has gathered.
Ìwọ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. Iṣẹ́ tẹ́ wọ́n máa ṣe nìyẹn. Ó ní òun ti 25,000.
And he said 25,000.
Mo ní òde ṣú ọ̀pọ̀ náà ló bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀.
And I questioned him again, are you sure that you are is God?
Wà ó ní Ọlọ́run ni.
And he said it's God.
Mo ní ìjọ tó bá ti ń bọ̀ kó máa kówó yẹn lọ.
And I told him that anytime he's coming back to the church,
Mo
he
wá
should
wò pé
bring it.
so Ọlọ́run lè bá ẹni yìí sọ̀rọ̀.
So I was now thinking in my heart that
Ó wá kówó yẹn wá.
and he brought the money.
Mo ní kó kúnlẹ̀.
And I told him to drop it.
Mo ní Olúwa ẹni ìfẹ́ ra lẹ̀.
And I told God that
Ogun lé
God,
wọn òjò orílẹ̀ rà.
the battle of his father's house does not allow him to buy land, and he wants to
Ó
buy
dẹ̀ ló sọ
land.
kókó ó ní o bá òun sọ pé kó wá fún un ní kó wá
And he
fún mi
said
lówó
that
yìí.
you told him that he should come and give me the savings.
Ó wá gbowó yẹn lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ má bẹ̀ sí.
And I collected the body from me and started to
Lójijì
suddenly
Olúwa ṣí mi lójú.
the Lord opened my eyes
Mo dẹ̀ gbọ́ òun Olúwa pẹ̀lú ẹ̀.
and I heard the voice of
Ó ní
God.
nítorí kó gbọ́ràn.
I said that because he listened and he
Mo ya
obeyed,
ilẹ̀ kan fún un.
I separate the land for him.
Mo ya ilẹ̀ kan fún un. Mo
I
dẹ̀ rí
drew
pé
the map of
mo
the
dẹ̀ rí
land,
pé ilẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí jáde o.
and
Níbi
I
tí ò
saw
sí rẹ̀.
that there was a
Ilẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí jáde.
creation of
Ilẹ̀
land.
bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí jáde.
God started creating the land for
Ẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run là.
and the fear of the Lord fought me.
Mo ní lọ máa dúpẹ́.
And I told him that you can't be
Èyí
telling
tó bá máa kójọ lẹ́yìn èlé
that the one you will gather after this,
wàá ra ilẹ̀. Yẹ́ ilẹ̀ ẹyọ
buy
kan
the
ní o.
land, but it's one
Olúwa
land.
ló ń ya ilẹ̀ kan sọ́tọ̀.
But the Lord said that he has separated the land for
Ẹ̀yin
you.
ọmọ Ọlọ́run ọmọ yẹn ti nílẹ̀ báyìí.
Children of God, this certain man has already bought a land.
Ọmọ yẹn ti ní ilẹ̀ báyìí.
This certain young man has already
Ìjọ tó aṣọ ní
bought a
dáàdì
land.
mo ti ní ilẹ̀.
That day, another day he came to me and
Wọ́n ti
said
mú mi
that,
lọ síbẹ̀.
that they have taken him to that
Àwọn
place.
onídàájú
site.
mi ojú ọjọ́ tínú mi máa dùn jù láyé.
And he told me that that was the days when he was the most happiest.
Ó ní èmi náà mo ti nílẹ̀ báyìí.
Said that he also is a possessor of land.
Kí ni mò ń sọ?
What am I saying?
Agbára
The
ìfífúnni.
power of giving.
Agbára ìfífúnni.
Power of giving.
Ohun tọ́lọ́run sọ fún Ábúráhámù náà ni.
This is the same thing that
Ábúráhámù sọ pé báwo ni mo ṣe mọ̀ pé èmi ni máa nílẹ̀ yìí.
he was questioning God. How will I know that?
Because
I'm a
àwọn
possessor
èèyàn
of
ló
this
ti wà ń bẹ̀ yìí.
that there are people there already.
Àwọn èèyàn ló ti kọ́lé sí i.
There are people that are already building house on it.
Sí ọ̀fọ̀ ti wà ńlẹ̀.
Sea of gold is already
Ìwé ilẹ̀ ẹbí ti wà.
even the land document.
Receipt
of the
ti
house
wà lọ́wọ́ wọn.
they receive land receipt.
Àlejò dẹ̀ lèmi níbí.
And I'm a visitor and a stranger.
Ọlọ́run ni ó ní béèyàn ṣe máa rí irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ gbà.
And the Lord told him that there is a way that
Eléyìí kọjá ọ̀rọ̀ àwẹ̀ àtàdúrà.
and this one is past the level of
Ìfífúnni
prayer
ló
and
máa ń ṣe
fasting.
irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀.
Power of giving that does
Èmi mo ní nǹkan mi.
that is the owner of all things.
Èmi mo mọ bó ṣe lè rí gbà lọ́wọ́ mi.
I know how you can collect it from me.
Lọ wá nǹkan báyìí wá.
Go and
Lọ́wọ́ ilé wa.
go and bring this.
Lọ́wọ́ ilé
Go
wa.
and bring
Kó
this
wá fi rúbọ fún mi.
and come and make a sacrifice for me with that.
Ọjọ́ tó ṣe é.
The day he did it,
Ọjọ́ yẹn la gba ìwé ilẹ̀ ẹbí
That
ìwé
was the
ilẹ̀
same
CEO
day that
ìwé
all
ilẹ̀
land documents.
ìwé ilẹ̀ receipt la gbà kúrò lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó ti wà ń bẹ̀ látọ̀hún wá adẹ̀gbẹ̀lẹ̀ Abrahamu.
That was the same day that it was divinely collected from those that are already possessing it to Abraham.
Agbára àwọn tó lágbára ju àdúrà lọ.
One of the things more mightier than prayer.
Agbára ìfifúnni.
The power of giving.
Genesis chapter 18.
Genesis
chapter 18. A wò láti ẹsẹ̀ kìíní sí ìsàlẹ̀ díẹ̀.
Verse 1.
Olúwa sì fara wọn Ábúráhámù ní igbó Mébì, òun sì jókòó ní ọ̀nà àgọ́ ní ìmòru ọjọ́.
And the Lord appeared to him by the terebinth trees of Mamre, and he was sitting in the tent door in the heat of the day.
Ó sì gbé ojú rẹ̀ sókè, ó sì wò sí kíyèsí ọkùnrin mẹ́ta dúró ní ẹ̀bá ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀. Nígbà tí ó sì rí wọn, ó sì súré láti ẹnu ọ̀nà àgọ́ lọ pàdé wọn, ó sì tẹríba sílẹ̀.
So he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing by him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself to the ground.
Ó sì wí pé Olúwa mi, ìjẹ́ bí mo bá rí oore ọ̀fẹ́ ní ojú rẹ, èmi bẹ̀ ọ́, má ṣe kọjá lọ kúrò lọ́dọ̀ ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ.
And he said, My Lord, if I have now found favor in your sight, do not pass on by your servant.
Jẹ́ kí a mú omi díẹ̀ wá nísinsìnyí, kí ẹ̀yin kí ó sì wẹ ẹsẹ̀ yín, kí ẹ̀yin kí ó sì sinmi lábẹ́ igi.
Please let a little water be brought and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree.
Èmi ó sì mú oúnjẹ díẹ̀ wá, kí ẹ̀yin kí ó sì fi ọkàn yín balẹ̀. Lẹ́yìn èyí nìní kí ẹ̀yin kí ó sì kọjá lọ. Ìjẹ́ nítorí náà, ẹ̀yin ó ṣètò ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ yín wá. Wọ́n sì wí pé ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ bí ìwọ ti wí.
And I will bring a morsel of bread that you may refresh your heart after you may pass by, inasmuch as you have come to your servant. They said, Do as you have said.
Tó bá ń kọjá, bá ṣe bá ń ti ara rẹ̀ já.
Authority is oozing from your body.
Tó bá ń kọjá, bá ṣe bá ń ti ara rẹ̀ jáde. Má kọjá lọ́dọ̀ mi láyà. Tó bá ń kọjá, bá ṣe bá ń ti ara rẹ̀ jáde. Óyá óyá. Tó bá ń kọjá, bá ṣe bá ń ti ara rẹ̀ jáde. Mi ò gbọ́ ẹ o. Tó bá ń kọjá, bá ṣe bá ń ti ara rẹ̀ jáde. Má kọjá lọ́dọ̀ mi láyà. Tó bá ń kọjá, bá ṣe bá ń ti ara rẹ̀ jáde. Ẹsẹ̀ keje, Ábúráhámù sì súré lọ sínú agbo, ó sì mú ẹgbọ̀rọ̀ màlúù kan tí ó rọ́ tí ó dára, ó sì fi fún ọmọ ọkùnrin kan, òun sì yára láti sè é.
So Abraham hurried to the tent to Sarah and said, Quickly make ready 3 measures of fine meal, let it and make cakes. And Abraham ran to the head, took a tender and good calf, gave it to a young man, and hastened to prepare it.
Ó sì mú orí àmọ̀ àti wàrà àti ẹgbọ̀rọ̀ màlúù tí ó sè, ó sì gbé kalẹ̀ níwájú wọn, òun sì dúró tì wọ́n ní abẹ́ igi náà, wọ́n sì jẹ ẹ́.
So he took butter and milk and the calf which he had prepared, and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree as they ate.
Nítorí bó ti mọ àṣírí agbára ìfifúnni ni o.
Because you already know the power of giving.
Ó dàgbà páwọn ẹni ìwọ̀n ń ṣèyàn lásán.
And he also knew that those people were not ordinary
Bí ó bí wọn
individuals.
kì bá ń ṣe Ọlọ́run nínú ènìyàn,
That if they were not God in
wọ́n á jẹ́
them,
áńgẹ́lì nínú
they
ènìyàn,
will be angels in
tàbí
form
wọ́n
of
jẹ́
men,
ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run.
or men of God.
Wọ́n sì bí pé níbo ni Sárà aya rẹ̀ wà? Òun sì wí pé wò ó nínú àgọ́.
Then they said to him, Where is Sarah your wife? So he said, Here in the tent.
Ẹ má gbàgbé Ábúráhámù ti gbàdúrà lórí ọmọ bíbí kò rí bí o.
Don't let us forget that Sarah has prayed and prayed and prayed, and she has not seen the fruit of her
Agbára
labor.
ìfifúnni ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́
The
báyìí.
power of giving has already started war.
Àwọn áńgẹ́lì mẹ́ta,
3 mighty
àwọn
angels,
bàbá ọmọ àti ẹ̀mí mímọ́,
Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
wọ́n ti jẹ oúnjẹ tó ìfifúnni fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́
They
lára
have
wọn.
already finished eating and they
Níbo ni Sárà aya rẹ̀ wà?
Where is Sarah your
Ó
wife?
sì wí pé ó wà nínú àgọ́.
So he said, Here in the tent.
Ó sì wí pé èmi ó tún padà tọ̀ ọ́ wá nítòótọ́ ní ìwòye àmọ́dún. Sì kíyèsí Sárà aya rẹ̀ yóò sì ní ọmọkùnrin kan. Sárà sì ó gbọ́ ní ẹnu ọ̀nà àgọ́ tí ó wà lẹ́yìn ọkùnrin náà.
And he said, I will certainly return to you according to the time of life. And behold, Sarah your wife shall have a son. Sarah was listening to the tent door which was behind him.
Ìjà Ábúráhámù òun Sárà kó, wọ́n sì pọ̀ ní ọjọ́, ó ó sì dẹ́kun àti máa rí fún Sárà bí ìwà obìnrin.
Now Abraham and Sarah were old when advanced in age, and Sarah had passed the age of childbearing.
Nítorí náà Sárà rẹ́rìn nínú ara rẹ̀ wípé lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí mo ti di ògbólógbò tán, èmi ó wá ní ọmọ, èmi ó wá ní ayọ̀ tí èmi ó sì di, tèmi sì ti di, tí olúwa mi sì ti di ògbólógbò pẹ̀lú. Olúwa sì fún Ábúráhámù pé nítorí kí ni ìwọ ṣe ń rẹ́rìn wípé èmi ó wá bímọ ní tòótọ́ ẹni tí ó ti gbó tán.
Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I have grown old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord, being old also? And the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I surely bear a child since I am old?
Ohun kan aṣòro fún Olúwa ní àkókò tí a dá, èmi ó padà tọ̀ ọ́ wá ní ìwòyí àmọ́dún. Sárà ó sì ní ọmọkùnrin kan, Sárà sì sẹ́ ẹ́, ó sì wí pé èmi kò rẹ́rìn nítorí tí ó bẹ̀rù, òun sì wí pé bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́, ṣùgbọ́n ìwọ rẹ́rìn.
Is anything to ask for the Lord, and the appointed time I will return to you according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. But Sarah denied it, saying, I did not laugh, but she was afraid. And he said, no, but you did laugh.
Ohun tó bá ti gbàwẹ̀ gbàdúrà sí tó rí lọ ṣe fífúnni lórí ẹ̀.
What you have fasted and prayed for about, and you have not seen the result. One, two, after
Ábúráhámù àti Sárà ti gbàwẹ̀.
Abraham and Sarah has fasted and
Wọ́n ti
fasted.
gbàdúrà.
They prayed.
Wọ́n ti lórí òkè.
They went to mountain tops.
Ọ̀gbọ́n rí kíní yẹn kan.
They didn't receive what they
Wọ́n
were
yìí ti
requesting.
fún ní ọjọ́ kan ṣoṣo.
But the power of giving for one day.
Bí wọ́n ṣe jẹ́ odidi màlúù kan tán.
And those three mighty visitors,
Kì í ṣe màlúù wọ́nranwọ̀nran.
not just any
Màlúù
cow,
ẹgbọ̀rọ̀ màlúù tí ó rọ́.
a huge and fat cow
Pẹ̀lú orí àmọ̀ àti wàràkàṣe tó dáa.
with butter and good milk,
Àwọn pure milk gidi
pure milk.
tí wọ́n jẹ tán.
That
Agbára ìfífúnni gbé àwọn áńgẹ́lì wọ̀.
the power of giving came upon the
Wọ́n ti ẹ̀ kọjú sí Ábúráhámù tó fún wọn.
They didn't go face
Torí wọ́n mọ
Abraham
olórí ìṣòro Ábúráhámù.
because they knew the chief problem of
Ìyàwó
Abraham.
ẹ̀ ń kọ́.
They asked him, where's your wife?
Sárà.
Sarah,
Ẹjọ́ ta ló dárúkọ Sárà fún àwọn áńgẹ́lì?
please, who named
Ó rọ̀ pé
Abraham's
lọ́rùn
wife?
òun ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìṣòro rẹ̀.
Don't you know that God knows with your problem?
Ìfífúnni ni ò tí ì jẹ́ kó kọbi ara sí ẹ.
It's because of lack of